Hi everyone, welcome to the 5th Facebook Live session of our Creative New Zealand Optimise video series for 2017. This is a Facebook Live about Facebook Live, so it's very meta. I'm Vicky Alfred-Hill from the Audience Connection, and my colleague Catherine, who's behind the camera here, and I are very proud to be co-producing this series with Creative New Zealand to help creative practitioners and organisations and arts marketers in New Zealand to learn a bit more about digital capability. So today I'm having a bit of a chat with Emma Deacon, who's producer at Massive Company.
Hello.
And we're in Massive Company's Auckland offices right now. Emma will tell you a little bit more about Massive Company, but they're a professional ensemble physical theatre company with youth at the heart. So they've been around for 26 years, and they're recognised as leaders in developing young emerging artists. And Emma and Massive Company have just been through our digital strategy program, and they're starting to experiment with new ways of using digital tools. Facebook Live is going to be part of this strategy. So today I'm going to be talking a bit about Facebook Live and what it is and what it can do for you and how arts organisations are using it, and chatting a little bit to Emma about, as she's dipping her toes in the water of using it, what she's finding and what she's learning to help those of you who are new to it. So it's a bit of uncharted territory for some of us.
It is.
So April 2016 was when Facebook launched Facebook Live, live video streaming service that lets anyone broadcast from their mobile devices and also desktops now straight to the Facebook newsfeed in real time to their followers. So online videos become really important, a very key part of business strategies, and creative live streaming video initiatives and campaigns are a way for companies to cut through digital clutter, and they're becoming a medium of choice, not just for person to person, but for business to person and business to business. So Facebook pages can broadcast from either mobile or desktop computers. As soon as you start streaming, like we are right now, your live video appears in your newsfeed and others' news feeds, just like any other post basically, but it's right in real time, so you're right with us at the time. And then you can, the post stays on your page and be saved to your page afterwards as a continuing perpetual piece of content, but you can also remove it at any time. And live broadcasts can last up to 4 hours. So setting up and broadcasting a Facebook Live is a very intuitive process, so I won't go through a lot of detail there. But just to let people know that you can actually limit the audience when you're starting out. You can go public like this, but you can also even do just only me when you're broadcasting, so that's how you can test it out and try it. So, and then you can use a variety of broadcast setups. At the most basic level, you can just use your phone. You can invest a little bit in some equipment to help, like we have a tripod here right now, but you can also invest in lighting and microphone, which might altogether cost you about a few $100s just to make your setup a little bit better. Or you can also go as far as, if you want to produce professional TV quality live streaming, which you may see some Facebook Lives that look really high quality, and you may think, how did they do that? And that's when you would be investing in equipment, camera equipment, and also a service like Livestream that you can stream it through. So there's a variety of levels, but all the experts say, you know, just start with your phone and focus on the content and the value of the experience, and learn from there, and then start making investments as you start to trial things, right? So yeah, and streaming video is really important now. I think by 2020, Cisco's June 2016 report thinks by 2020, 82% of internet traffic will be live streamed video, which is amazing. And Facebook Live videos apparently seeing 3 times the engagement of traditional videos, and it's certainly something we're experiencing with the work we're doing in that area. So there's many benefits for arts organisations in using Facebook Live. I've probably talked long enough. I'll share some of those in a moment. I just would like you, Emma, to tell us a little bit about Massive Company and what you're doing at the moment, and why you've decided Facebook Live is a great tool for you to start using.
So well, Massive Company, like you said, we're a physical ensemble company with youth at the heart. So really we have a demographic that's quite young. So generally about sort of under 30 to 35 years old, so real digital users. And we have a lot of digital channels we use, but yeah, we really want to make sure that our story, who we are and what we do, is more front and centre, which has been a big part of our digital strategy that we've been going through with CNZ. And live streaming seems like a very natural thing for us to be doing, actually. And a lot of the companies, international companies we have sort of connections with overseas, and ones we admire the work of, do great live streaming, and so that they've kind of inspired us as well to investigate this some more. Yeah, and so we did. Should I talk about what we've done? Or?
Yeah.
So we have done it twice. That's all so far. We part of the company, we have sort of a company within the company called Massive Nui Ensemble, who are an emerging artist group that work sort of every fortnight together, and then they do these week-long intensives at the end of every term throughout the year, and leads to a public performance. And so we did, and they're 14 to 25 year olds, that ensemble, and so we did the first live stream was a warm-up of one of the mornings of one of their week-long intensives. That was in April, and that was 43 minutes, and that was Sam Scott, she's the artistic director of Massive Company, sort of introduced the video, and then just spent time in the room with the company doing their warm-up, which is a really important part of our process. So sharing that part of our process, yeah, it gives people, I guess, that insight into who we are and what we do a bit more, which is really important for us, that we can get that across to our audience. And yeah, it was, so you saw sort of the tutors working with the performers, and Sam sort of also closed it off at the end, and yeah, it was good. We got it was one of our most biggest, or most successful posts, actually. It was yeah, we got a lot of traffic, and so it was great. And then the second one was doing some it was just a 7-minute piece that was in and around a rehearsal of the show, which is happening at the end of this month, which has been cast from the Massive Nui Ensemble. So again, they're members of the ensemble, and it was just kind of watching them individually work and talking to a couple of them, and yeah, and that did really well as well. Yeah, so
you said something in terms of doing really well about the demographic that you saw had been watching that video.
Yeah, so actually they were 18 to 24 year old men, actually the first time, and then 18 to 24 year old women. So actually I think that's basically who's watching it. Whether, I mean, I think the stats are quite close in terms of male or female, but that age range is, so that's why, you know, it was kind of a tick going, oh yeah, obviously this is why, this is what we thought we needed to do it for, and yeah, it's quite clear that we were right.
What I liked about what you'd done is I loved how Sam brought us in, you know, introduced it and brought us in and opened the door and said, come on in. That kind of feeling of insight, and also in the second one that you took us on this journey of, it was an outdoor space, right? And we walked around and met the various ensemble members, and it's very intriguing, like what do they want?
What they were doing sort of on their own as well, sort of doing their little sort of pieces out to a field or something. Yeah. And I mean, that's really, it's Massive has a really genuinely open access policy, so anybody at any point can come to any workshop, any rehearsal, anything they like. They can come into the room. We don't close any of that off ever. So we want to be able to sort of use this as well to keep letting people know that. So with the rehearsal, you know, one that I did, you know, mentioning on that sort of post as well, look, you know, we're here till 4 o'clock. If you want to come down and see us, you know, that's okay. So,
and in a way, Facebook Live's perfect for taking that open access policy into digital.
Yeah.
And so in terms of benefits for arts organisations, is that breaking down barriers, opening the doors, bringing people in. You know, one of the best experiences I had as a viewer on Facebook Live is when I happened to be working and then saw a lecture being held, and it just sort of went through my feed, and suddenly I was really engaged in this lecture.
Cool.
It was archaeology sort of lecture, and I learned something new, but it gave me a real sense of as if I were walking down the street and the stage door opened and Sam or whatever went, come on in.
Yeah.
And me going, oh, okay, I've got 10 minutes, I'll just come in. And yeah, it's fantastic. And I think being able to broadcast your audiences directly and them share and reach a wider audience with no excessive production costs.
Yeah.
And not having to set up an individual separate channel that you have to drive people to watch a live stream. Actually grabbing them where people are in the moment. So
it is really easy in that sense. Like once you sort of once you sort of let yourself do it and have the, not feeling too worried or caught up about how it needs to look or are you doing it right or whatever, just sort of giving it a go. And,
and the other thing is because that content stays on your feed, you can then, it's a post that you can then promote through advertising. And you can even do things like build a custom audience of people who had watched that video and people similar to them.
Yeah.
So what you're creating, as well as that live experience and all the benefits that come with that, is you're creating a highly shareable and engaging piece of content that stays persistently on your site, on your page, and continues to work for you. A couple of ways that I am seeing arts organisations using a range of ways, and I just want to go through this quickly. I'm seeing them broadcasting pre-show talks or presentations, even season launch presentations, and that whole access thing of bringing people into an event. It might be a festival, it might be a conference, etc., a talk, who wouldn't normally be able to get there. So it's a real access thing. It's great to reach people and bring them in to experience and give them the front row experience or to the sense of being at the event. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes glimpses, so people coming through and opening up their doors and saying, this is how we do this. So even the American Museum of Natural History in New York, a huge institution, really successful institution, who are incredibly innovative with digital. And they've opened their doors. They're doing a weekly Facebook Live, and you can even see how they dust the fossils and, as well as more intensive lectures or more in-depth lectures from archivists and things like that. And also, you do see live broadcasts of performance as well, where they're using that higher level setup. And one of the most fun things was on June 24th, so only a week or so ago, the Kennedy Centre in DC. We're running a performance as part of a festival where National Symphony Orchestra's artistic advisor composed a work in front of the audience. And the audience, it was a little bit like, whose line is it anyway? The audience had to say what key it would be and whether it would be upbeat. And then someone had to read out a line that they'd seen in the program. And someone read out, these new spaces are all designed to be flexible out of their program. And the guy had to create and compose a work. And that's a great thing to a full house audience, but it was an amazing thing for them to choose to live stream, because they've now had 94,000 shares of that content. So, but I know that we're kind of, believe it or not, our time is starting to run out this morning. So I'm just going to move on to maybe some of the practical tips. So, is there anything, as you've dipped your toes in, that you've learned? There's a lot of teething problems with Facebook Live.
There are a couple of little things. So, like with the first one, the phone was being filmed like this for quite a while. And then went like that, and I was watching it on a desktop, and suddenly everyone was on their side.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, no. So I sort of quickly messaged the person streaming and said, oh, can you flip your phone back over, like, or I don't know how else to do it, like whether there needed to be a check beforehand, I don't know, or not, I don't know, but flip your phone back so that we can get everyone up the right way again. And then when I sent that message through, I heard that come through on the live stream as well. So the phone wasn't on silent. So it was just those little things. It was quite funny and quirky and authentic, because just trying it out.
It's happened to everyone, but I
those
think
little kind of things to just notice.
You have to research some stuff around the settings and make sure that your phone's on the right settings, so that it's landscape and those sorts of things.
All those little things that I think it's hard to remember sometimes when you're about to. When you're thinking about what you're about to do, those little things just pop out of your head, I think. Yeah. And
I know one thing that Catherine would advise would be strong Wi-Fi.
Oh yes.
And a sort of emergency data source. The Wi-Fi is. And also charging your phone up before you start, because it uses a lot of. So I think having a bit of a checklist, a production checklist, is a really good idea.
It's useful.
So really this is an incredibly exciting medium. The sky's the limit, but also you have to start small and build up your confidence and experiment and see what people are engaging with. And I think there's also some philosophical discussions around your organisation, around what your Facebook live streaming and why, and really planning, having content strategy around that. So what are your plans moving forward as you've experimented now? What's coming next, and how are you going to work that sort of stuff out?
We're still sort of trialling out sort of things with rehearsals, I guess, because it's the first time we're doing it, and so this shows a great opportunity to try it out.
Yeah.
So I think, and like we have just sort of started having a little bit of the conversation around actually, which came up quite naturally after the last live stream we did, which was at rehearsals, about, you know, maybe some of that content being protected, but not like to, because we still like the open access, we still want people to come into the room, those kinds of things, but just maybe digitally, like there might be aspects of the show that they don't want to maybe reveal or reveal parts of it, and so it's having those conversations to make sure the creative team are really comfortable with what's being shared. So I think we've only sort of done rehearsals and warm-up so far, so I think interviews with cast members at rehearsals would be great.
Yeah.
We're doing a ideas forum as part of our season at Q Theatre, so streaming that would be wonderful, because I think some of the ideas and content from that discussion that's going to happen and with the people we're going to invite to that will be really exciting. So but that's like another level of tech, I reckon. So it's kind of figuring out how to do that and whether we can manage that this time around or not. But yeah, it's just trying things out more, and also analysing it more. So it's not just a case of doing it, it's actually looking into the analytics and the insights afterwards to see what's actually worked and who you've reached, and digging a bit deeper in that. And that's all part of our digital strategy actually for the next couple of years. So that's just slowly. And
that's really important, because the time investment you're putting into it has to be bringing a return.
Yeah.
And so you really need to be looking at what content's working and why.
I mean, one thing we have noticed is that the posts immediately after these live streams, which have been quite successful, they've reached a lot of people and been some of our most successful posts to date. So the ones immediately after that, with particular content, particularly like quite provocative images, which came sort of the day after the first live stream, that surpassed the live stream like 3 times. I think that's the most successful post we've had. So and I think that was because of on the back of the engagement that took place from the live streaming meant that
this is Facebook's algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm working, and it was sort of
delivering the next content.
Which I didn't expect to see that, and I sort of wondered why, and then I thought, oh, that's probably
there's another benefit.
Yeah. So yeah.
And also Facebook Live content is prioritised when it's live streaming. Like right now, Facebook will prioritise it in the newsfeed. So that's another. So. That's great, Emma. I just want to thank you so much, you and Massive Company, for being willing to chat about your experiences. It's arts marketers like you who are giving these tools a try and willing to share your experiences. It makes it so helpful for others all working perhaps in isolation around the country. So this will be available as a recording on the Facebook page. I did really want to finish off with a quote, which was from a viewer on the American Museum of Natural History. They had done a Facebook Live of a curator with the giant squid. And I think this shows us what we can believe it can do in terms of audience engagement. I cannot begin to explain how much I love these broadcasts. It's the most unique and interactive thing I've seen a museum do. I appreciate being able to hear from other scientists and also see things that are not normally available to the public. And so I think that shows how they've really built a relationship and a connection with their audiences, and that's what we can all do. So, okay, so thanks everyone for joining us, and all the best for your experiments with Facebook Live. We'd love to hear about them, and we'll be watching out for what everyone's doing over the coming months. And thanks again.
Well, thank you, Vicky. Thanks everyone.